What's going on, Gen Nation? ScytheX here with a review of the most recent state of play by Sony and some gaming news. It's been a little bit since the last video, but I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, the state of play dropped, I believe, April 29th. So I'm a little late on the video, but it still needs to be talked about. This video was pretty lackluster. I mean, it was basically a gameplay review of Ratchet and Clank. So before we get into that, let's just go through the two quick blips that were on it. Subnautica Below Zero, I guess, is an expansion coming out for the game Subnautica. This game is, it really doesn't interest me much, but it's an exploration game. It's kind of like, it's the No Man's Sky of the ocean. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you're in the deep sea, you're going base to base, exploring, blah 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 blah. If that's your type of game, that comes out, the expansion Below Zero comes out May 14th. So look out for that. I mean, I never jumped on the Among Us bandwagon. The game looks boring as hell. So I'm gonna be real with you. But it is coming out for PS4 and PS5, because I guess it was only it wasn't on this platform. It wasn't on the PlayStation platform. So if you are huge into Among Us, fear not, it will be dropping at some point in 2021. So let's get into Ratchet and Clank, as this is basically the whole state of play. I wish these state of plays gave us more. I mean, Nintendo Directs, you know, they're usually garbage, but at least they're pumping out, you know, a different game after a different game. And even the crappy state of plays of, you know, earlier, previously. Yeah, I mean, they're showing VR games and this and that, blah blah blah, but at least you're seeing something different, and it's not just one long video of Ratchet and Clank. But you know what? Ratchet and Clank is a major, it's become a major exclusive title for PlayStation. The sales are out of control for this game, and let me tell you, it's a fun ass game. It's a fun ass game. Now, this new one, I mean, this new one just looks incredible from what we saw in the video and previous videos about it. Just being cartoony, I usually like, the game is what it is when it's cartoony. You know, it's hard to gauge graphics or graphical power of a console if the game is cartoony, because you can kind of get away with a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? You're animating background pictures, you know, it's just, you can get away with it without looking real. You're not pushing the hardware. But for some reason, this game, even though it is completely, you know, cartoony animated, it reminds me of like picture Rocket Raccoon in a video game. That's kind of what this like reminds me of. Guardians of the Galaxy Rocket Raccoon in a video game. Like, it's a cartoon, but it just looks real enough. It's believable. You know what I mean? And this game, it just looks incredible. The mechanics and being able to rift in and out of dimensions. Let me tell you, as a fan of comic books, this spices up this new entry into this series. The PS5 having an SSD hard drive now really comes into play with this game, because as the worlds you what's the word I'm looking for? Rift. As the worlds you rift into, in between, there's no loading. So you're jumping from one side of the level to another side of the level to another planet to a completely different planet, and visuals and world at like everything. Whether it's, you know, the robots or people or trees, plants, built, whatever. You're rifting from one spot to another seamless. You have no loading screens. It's incredible to see what this game can do. It really is. The gameplay that's shown in this state of play is exactly what I really wanted to see. I'm not normally, like I said, into these type of games, but this was free not too long ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, on PS4. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't beat the game. However, I did play it and I had fun with it. But I think that at that time I was just super heavy into Warzone. And once I get hooked to a multiplayer game, it's really hard to get me off of it. I really need like a compelling story game to like pull me away from multiplayer. So that's what happened there. But I will say the amount that I did play was extremely fun. So I'm excited to see what this new PS5 IP exclusive. I'm excited to see what this has to offer, because from what we've seen, it looks fantastic. It looks fast paced, no loading. You're just bouncing like world to world, like I said, with the rifts. It just looks awesome. You're really using the power of the PS5 with this game, even though it's a cartoon, which makes it more impressive to me. And it seems like your mission here is finding your friend, which, not gonna lie, I don't know the name of the friend you're looking for, but that's kind of the gist of I guess the early plot that we know of the game. That's kind of what we're seeing here. This is going, like I said, to be a major title release for the PlayStation. It's going to push a lot of sales, so I understand why they, did a whole video on this game just to kind of show you what you can do. The game releases June 11th. It's called Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, as rifting between worlds is a major part of it, as you see here. Like, bang, rift, new section. Like, it's just seamless. So like I said, I'm excited for this. I'm not gonna drag this out for 30 minutes like PlayStation did, but I do suggest, if you want to see excellent gameplay before you buy this game, the state of play is perfect. I highly suggest watching this on your own to see what the game's all about before you buy. With that being said, that's really that's all that the state of play was, and it's kind of gonna end that portion of this video. I do have gaming updates that I want to run through with you guys. if you guys follow me, you know I have a podcast every other Sunday with my buddy Trigun. He's unable to do that for the time being. So our pod, I'm not gonna, we're not on hiatus. It's kind of just, it ended. You know what I mean? He had things going on, and we just couldn't line up, and it was just how everything worked out. So with that being said, rather than waiting for the podcast to get the updates, I'm gonna pump out more updates within the videos that I do of reviews and other things. So look out for that. And with that being said, let's get into some overall gaming news and updates. Discord and Sony are partnering up to bring Discord finally. I don't think they're on Xbox previously. Discord's usually just been a PC and mobile only. So them partnering up with Sony is pretty big, because most gaming communities, I would say, is on Discord nowadays. If you follow your favorite streamer, anyone who you watch online, the majority of the viewership is joining the Discord channels. As GGEN, Generational Gaming right here, this channel, we have our own Discord. And any one of our subscribers or viewers on Twitch, feel free to join. The link will be in the Twitch's bio, I believe. So look for that. But Sony's getting a leg up with Discord, because now it's they're kind of cannibalizing their own party chat in a sense, but at the same time it's allowing gamers to use their own headsets. Because how do I say this? The majority, I would say, of the gamers have the headset hooked up to the console, and then they have to use earbuds or something on their mobile device, or if they're lucky enough to have their computer next to their console to run it off their run Discord off the computer, to really be able to hear your buddies in a more comfortable setting, and an easier setting. What this does is it enables you to really just join a voice chat without having to worry about what platform you're playing a game on. Somebody on PC just joins a voice chat, boom, you're talking to your buddy on PlayStation. Like, it's pretty simple, and it just becomes that much easier to communicate with your buddies while you're gaming, with adding this feature to PlayStation. Because I know when I play with a buddy of mine, he has his phone next to him on our Discord, and he's got his iPod or iPhone earbuds in his ear, and then his PlayStation headset over it, so you can hear the game and hear us talking. So this will eliminate that whole thing, and we'll just have Discord party chat on PlayStation. It's supposed to be coming early next year, so look out for that. It's very exciting, in my opinion. Sony, now this kind of aggravates the shit out of me, I'm not gonna lie. Sony is adding a feature that's gonna allow quote-unquote expert gamers assist people having trouble in a video game. Now, if you remember a while back, Fortnite did something like this, where you were able to hire a Fortnite coach to coach you on how to play the game and how to have, you know, different strats, and however style the coach is, what strat they use. They're coaching you on how to do this game, how to do Fortnite. Now Sony's adding this official feature. I'm not exactly sure when it's coming, but if you're playing, let's say, The Last of Us 2, and or even Returnal that just dropped, and I'll talk about that briefly. If you're playing it and you can't beat a boss, you can't get through a mission, you can't find something, whatever, you're going to be able to essentially ask for help, and it's going to connect you to, like I said, a quote-unquote expert gamer to help you get through these missions, boss fights, whatever. This aggravates the crap out of me because, and this might be a little bit of a hot take, like if you can't beat a level, my buddy Tri said this earlier as well to me on the phone when we're talking about it. If you can't beat a level, lower the difficulty. That's why difficulties are there. Some people love to play a game on easy because they don't want the challenge. They just want to play the game, enjoy the story. Me personally, I play the game on normal. I don't need the hard challenge of, you know, I don't need to be frustrated when I'm playing a game that I want to enjoy. I don't need that challenge in my life. It doesn't do anything for me. The game was meant to be played on normal, medium, whatever, in my opinion. You have minor difficulty. You still have some challenges. You're still gonna die or whatever. Like, there's stuff is still gonna happen to you as you learn the game. That's just natural. But if it's too hard for you and you literally cannot get past a boss and you're on it for weeks and weeks and weeks or whatever, lower the damn difficulty. And if you still can't beat it at the lowest difficulty, should you be playing that game? Should you not be? Like, come on, man. It's hard. Like, I don't know. Like, I get it. You want to play the game. Like, if you can't beat Rift Apart, but you're enjoying the game on easy, but you can't beat this boss, I get it. You know, phone a coach or whatever the hell you're gonna call these people, experts. It makes sense, but it's also like, my guy, buckle down, figure this shit out, and beat this guy. It's just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. This is the difficult one for me. It really is. I'm just gonna loop this video if you don't mind. It's just figure it out, man. You can do it. Everyone can beat it. Just figure it out. Ask a friend or something. Like, I don't know. I'm torn with this. The more that I talk about it, I'm torn with it. I don't like it. It's not something I would ever use. But some people gotta use it. I don't know. They didn't announce, at least I didn't see when this is coming, like I said, but if you really can't beat a game, you're gonna have the option soon to call an expert, and who knows what that's gonna be like. you're probably gonna have to pay someone for their time to show you how to beat a boss. Just say that in your head. You're gonna pay somebody to help you beat a boss. Just repeat that in your head, and then tell me if you still want to purchase the service. Maybe it's free. I don't know. This is something that we just are hearing about today. So on May 4th. May the 4th be with you, by the way. Bad Batch comes out, and I think it dropped today, so your boy's gonna be on that soon. So yeah, phone an expert if you need help. I guess that's coming at some point this year, I think. They didn't really say. A game that I'm really looking forward to play, which plays into this expert thing, is Returnal. Returnal released Friday, this past Friday. I've got confirmation from multiple sources that this game is extremely difficult, even I guess on normal or whatever. It's just a very difficult game naturally. So there's going to be a lot of players that have this game that can't beat it at any given time, and you're gonna be able to phone an expert at some point. A buddy that has a podcast says he was saying like, hey, I'll do it, but I ain't gonna be cheap. My hourly rate's gonna be up there in numbers. I'm like, you know, do you, man? Do you get that bread? But it's just ridiculous to me. But anyways, let's get to Returnal. It just recently dropped. I've said it in the previous state of play because I showed a lot about it. This game looks so awesome to me, and without, you know, getting spoiled, I was peeking in and out of other people playing it just to kind of grasp the gameplay. And anytime a cutscene came, I kind of like backed away. And I probably watched maybe 10 minutes of it as I jumped around, but because I don't want to be spoiled. But I was curious to see kind of like people's reactions of playing with it. And everyone seems to be loving it, but the biggest thing is that they're saying is it's extremely difficult. And here's why. It's very easy to die in this game, which isn't a problem per se with most games. But with this game, every time you die, the world changes. Your mission changes. As far as, hey, you ran left this time. You ran into these specific enemies. You died at the boss. Or you died at this specific enemy who had a higher difficulty, or whatever the case may be. When you respawn at, I guess, a checkpoint or the beginning of the level, or however this game plays out, I'm not exactly sure. The mission changes. The enemies change locations. Your path has to change. So now you might have to run right instead of going left because it's not available to you. Like, everything about the game changes every time you die. So it's not like you're running, you know, you're getting to a boss fight, dying. And then you're plowing through the mission, getting to a boss fight and dying. And you're starting to learn a pattern, and you're getting to that boss fight quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker as you're learning enemy movements and your path to get to the place, you know, final destination. That changes when you die every single time. So there's no memorizing patterns. There's no memorizing your path. There's no memorizing how a certain enemy is going to move when you get to this location, because that location is going to be different and there's going to be a different enemy there. So this game really ups the difficulty naturally. And then if you're a psycho that loves to play on hard expert mode or whatever, more power to you, but it sounds like you're gonna have a long time a long time of frustration trying to beat this game, trying to get through it. But it's kind of like I guess it's gonna be like a gaming badge of honor. It's kind of like how Bloodborne, like people say you beat Bloodborne, it's a badge of honor because that's one of the most difficult games out there at that time. So it's interesting to see. I'm excited to play this game. I'm not exactly sure when I'll have the ability to, but you better believe I'm streaming it when I get it. So I really want to see the difficulty for myself. I asked somebody who I trust, and he was like, bro, this game is super difficult. Now, as he's, powering up, it's slightly getting easier, but overall, the game is just difficult. With that being said, the game is already rated at 86, being not even a week out. So it's getting great reviews. People are loving it. I'm excited to play it. It looks fantastic. The story seems interesting. So I can't wait to dive in. Look for it on Twitch, whether it's on GGEN channel or my channel. And yeah, that's Returnal. It's out now, so buckle up because I hear it's hard. And phone a friend, I guess, if you really need to. Now that it's been a while since my last video, I have to talk about Warzone. I've said multiple times in the Friday Night Gaming podcast about Warzone how the map is stale to me personally. I still enjoy playing with friends, getting on there and just shooting dudes. The map itself is just boring to me. It was super boring to me. They kept teasing a nuclear event where it's going to wipe the map out and give us something brand new and fresh. I would fall for it every time, and it would just drag on, and it's been over a year with the same Verdansk map. And it finally happened. We finally had the nuclear event we've all been waiting for. We all saw the rocket shoot up. We saw the rocket hit just outside a stadium. We saw the mushroom cloud. Verdansk is gone. It's nuked. It's no more. Now, the camera starts pulling us away from the rocket and starts showing the rocket the mushroom cloud go down and the rocket coming out and going back to its silo, and we're going up into space and we see Earth, and Earth starts spinning, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I started really questioning what was happening, because I'm expecting a brand new map, brand new building, layouts, everything, new location, completely different. Well, all of that with the Earth spinning was basically Call of Duty trolling millions and millions of people that play this game. And what these bastards did was reverse time to the 1980s to fit the Cold War timeline, since we're on Cold War time, which doesn't make sense because we're months out from a new Call of Duty. So what are we gonna do? Speed time up and go back to Verdansk 30 years from now? Oh no, the next game is confirmed to be World War II. So now we're gonna go back to Verdansk in the 40s because these bastards put us right back in the same effing map. But it's just in the 80s. The stadium's barely built. All the other buildings are basically there. The airport, the military base, the dam, downtown. All that looks different is there's actually green grass. It's not deserty or whatever. These idiots really... It's the most lazy thing I've ever seen in gaming. Now, the most common laziness in gaming is when you have like for instance, Destiny. Everyone wants new armor and new weapons, and then a new season comes and you're getting the same armor and weapons, but they just look slightly different. They got a different color to them. It has a spike coming out of it instead of a rounded shoulder. But it's the same piece. You can all see it's the same piece. It's just jazzed up a little different. It's just... They're using... It's... What's the word I'm looking for? It's a reskin. They're reskinning, and that's the most laziest thing you tend to find in gaming is when updates come out, they're just reskinning things and not really creating anything new. Call of Duty had a year and a half basically to create a new map for Warzone, and all they did was reskin the exact map. They're not even hiding it. It's the exact map. It's Verdansk. It tells you you're just in time in the 80s and it looks green. It's the biggest troll in gaming history, in my opinion. It's the laziest development I've ever seen, and it's the biggest troll a company has ever done to all millions of people at once. I was super excited to jump back into this game and really learn the new map. And now that I know that it's Verdansk again, and I've played this map for over a year already, I'm good. I'll just jump on if people want to play. When I get the itch to shoot, fire my sniper shot or whatever, like, I really don't need to play this game every day like I used to. There's nothing to it for me. There's nothing exciting for me to return to that game other than to play with friends. Them not changing the map, making us believe the map is changing and putting us right back on the same effing map, it really rubs me the wrong way. And quite frankly, it pissed me off. I was like, really? We're doing this? At first, I kind of laughed because it was kind of shocking and ridiculous. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, these stupid bastards really put us on the same map. They nuked the map and brought us back in time. So that's kind of my big rant about Warzone. Their major, if you can't see me, I'm having quotations in here. The major game-changing update in Warzone for over a year was you have greener grass. So yeah, like I said, I'll play with friends when it's the time comes. it'll be very rare you see me on that solo. Don't get me wrong, Cold War's still fun. I'll jump on and do multiplayer. But solo Warzone, that aggravates me. Let's skip to something a little interesting here, and this will kind of close it out. It's an interesting twist, as it's related to gaming, but this also falls under entertainment. And what I'm getting at is Mortal Kombat came out recently, the movie. Now, I have some thoughts, and I'll try to make it quick because I want to wrap this video up. This movie, I'll just right off the bat say, this movie, it wasn't terrible. At times, it was quite enjoyable. A lot of the characters looked really cool. Sub-Zero. Scorpion even looked cool, even though it wasn't like his usual ninja looking outfit. I loved the actor for Jax. Hated his arms. Well, let me stick with the good. Sorry, that'll throw me off track. The pacing of the movie felt good. The Scorpion scenes with Sub-Zero in the beginning and in the end was some of the best fighting in a movie, in my opinion. Those dudes tore shit up. It was fantastic. Jax as a character was awesome. Sonya was kind of, she was okay. I didn't hate her. I didn't love her, but she's necessary. Shang Tsung was cool. Kung Lao is badass. Liu Kang, a little bit of a disappointment. He was cool. He used more of his abilities in this movie rather than the original. But I loved the Liu Kang in the original a lot better as a character. But the person who stole the movie was Kano. Kano was fantastic. Kano had me laughing every time he opened his mouth, pretty much. The dude was just hilarious. He was basically like Captain Boomerang. You know, like, he's just an asshole. And it was perfect. And the fact that, like, he thought he can fight Liu Kang, and Liu Kang gave him the 3 consecutive leg sweeps, which every player who's ever played Mortal Kombat knows that's the most annoying move in the game, because when you're a noob, that's the only move you know how to do, and quite frankly, the move worked 90% of the time. And it was funny that they added that to the movie. So overall, enjoyment-wise, it wasn't a bad movie. I had problems with it, though. And the biggest problem was the main character. And when your biggest problem is the main character, it's not a good movie. It's not a great movie. It's not a good movie. You're lucky if it's an okay movie. And that's kind of where I'm falling with this, because everything around the main character was good for the most part, but the actual main character of the movie was complete dog shit. And his name is Cole, and he's a failed MMA fighter. He seems to not win matches. That's the perception we have of him. We've only seen him have one MMA fight, but it's all underground, and he's, you know, fighting for $200 a night, a fight, just to make some money and get some ring time. And you're like, okay, he's a fighter, this could be cool or whatever. I thought he was so terribly written. Like, he was just not believable to me. Not believable. And I'm not going to go through the whole movie about him, because he's such a non-factor in this movie to me. Like, everything about his character was just so boring to me that I don't even want to talk about him. But I will say when they finally got their special abilities, and he finally got his special ability, and it was some weird armor. He just got some weird gold squiggly armor that allowed him to absorb hits, I guess. That's what that power was. And it grew police batons. Like, come on, man. That's the best you can come up with. That's the best you can come up with. You gave this MMA fighter police batons and armor so he can get his ass kicked and not feel it as bad. Like, it was so stupid to me. And now I'm jumping to the end almost, where he gets his power and he fights Goro. He kills Goro. You have this no-name piece of shit character killing off the champion of Mortal Kombat. The Prince Goro is the champion. He's the guy you have to get through to get to Shang Tsung. He's the guy. He's not the throwaway character in the beginning of your tournament. You have to go through Goro at the end. He's the guy. He's the ultimate guy. And they just made Goro a throwaway. He got beat by a noob fighter. A no-name. Like, Cole to me is the character, which I don't even remember his name, if he even has a name. Probably does. I just never paid attention. He's your character in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Doesn't talk. He's just there to fight. And nobody knows who he is. Like, that to me was Cole. Like, he was just there. He was the noob fighter trying to run through the gauntlet of other experienced fighters. But instead of running through the gauntlet and having a proper tournament, like apparently we're going to get in the second movie, they should have ended this movie with the beginning of the tournament, to me. And like Cole's final fight of the movie was the beginning of the tournament. To me, that would have been satisfactory and kind of led me to, all right, let's see how the rest of the tournament progresses. Let's get into it. I can't wait for the second one. You know, instead, instead we got Cole right off the bat. As soon as he gets his power, he chops Goro's hand off. He stabs Goro with his weird blade and beats the shit out of it and kills Goro. He just kills Goro, the champion of Mortal Kombat, 9 times in a row or whatever. Like, it was so stupid to me. That the whole Cole thing was completely stupid to me. He apparently was a descendant of Scorpion, which brought Scorpion back somehow. It was just so dumb. It really was. I don't know what else to say about Cole. He was just such a piece of shit character. He really was. He ruined that movie. Completely ruined that movie. Let's get into Jax's arms. I didn't like that. I didn't mind Jax getting the metal arms the way he got them, but I hated that his special power was randomly having metal arms grow on top of his metal arm. Like, that was just strange to me. Like, we know the metal arms give him, you know, strength and all that, you know, fun stuff. You know, punching hard, slamming the ground, you know, all that shit. But his special power was just like, yeah, he got all that because of the crazy metal arms that he got afterwards, which I didn't really care for look wise. It was just weird that it kind of like grew around his real metal arm. It was, I don't know, that was kind of strange. Other than that, I thought Jax was a fantastic character. I mentioned Liu Kang already. Liu Kang, I loved his power moves. You know, the fireball. He just had the ability to control fire. Like, the fire dragon at the end. Like, all his stuff was great. But his character itself, like his purpose in this movie, was just, he was just looking for, I guess, recruits and kind of bullshit training. You didn't really get to see too much with the training, except, you know, the Kano leg sweeps with him. It was just kind of boring to me. I mean, like I said, his moves were cool, but Liu Kang is kind of supposed to be the hero, and it just seems like they're making Cole the hero for whatever reason, who's a piece of shit. I'll just say that every time I say that guy's name. I don't know, you just, like, Liu Kang was just there as like the recruiter, you know? I don't know. I didn't hate him. It was just, I liked the actual original Liu Kang better. Like, if the original Liu Kang actually showed the abilities of the new Liu Kang, the original's movie would have amplified tenfold. It was just, I just liked him better there. Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Like I said, the beginning fight between those two was incredible. And the end, when Scorpion came back to life, essentially, and had his final battle with Scorpion. Quote unquote final battle. Sub-Zero, with Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero will come back. And I believe Goro is going to come back. It looked like all the Mortal Kombat fighters that died kind of like went to dust, but it kind of seemed like they were just being summoned, you know? They just got summoned back to the Outer Worlds. And I feel like Goro will be back. Just like some of the other fighters. in theory, but maybe not. I don't know. I think they'll be back, but again, I think it's confirmed that Sub-Zero is coming back, so it kind of plays into that. And Sub-Zero was an awesome character. His moves, you know, everything he did with ice was just awesome. The way he dodged Liu Kang's fire and then threw the ice right back at him, like it was cool. It was super cool. Everything with Sub-Zero and Scorpion, their scenes together apart was just awesome. And yeah, I'm excited to see more of that in the second one. Give me more Scorpion. And you know what, Sony is doing a lot of movies and TV about their games. Like we're getting Last of Us, which I'm super excited for. It's going to be a series. I think they're going to be doing Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm not sure if that's a movie or a series. I'm pretty sure it's a series. And they're just coming, and I think God of War is coming now. We got Uncharted, Nathan Drake with Tom Holland. There's a lot of video game properties coming to the entertainment world as far as TV and movies. And if they make a movie about Ghost of Tsushima, the guy that needs to play him is the guy that played Scorpion. He would be perfect for that game, for that movie, because he's a fan. He was a fantastic actor. He was awesome. The fight, like, he was awesome. I'm highly in favor of seeing more of him, and I think he would kill it as a samurai in Ghost of Tsushima if they decide to make that, which I think they will. I feel like all the exclusives are going to be made into a film or series at some point. We had, like I said, Sonya was all right. She was okay. It's just, there was more negatives to me than positives. And like I said, I enjoyed a lot of the movie, but if the main character is just that bad, it ruined the experience for me. So if I was to rank the movie, it would probably be in like the 4 range, the 4.5 range. Like, it's a very mediocre movie. The main character was a piece of shit, but everything around him, like I said, was great or good. Not great essentially, but good. It was the main reason why I kept watching, was because of everything else that was happening. But like, I think somebody else said it. It might have even been Spartacris or his buddy when they did their review. Like Cole's wife and kid not being scared of a 4-armed Goro in your front yard, and she grabs an axe. Like, come on, dude. It was so stupid. And the captain's called Captain Literal, man. But like, that's not Captain Literal. It's just stupid. It's stupid. Goro is the number 1 main boss until you get to, like, he's the bridge to Shang Tsung to Shao Kahn. Like like Shao Kahn had, what was it, Motoro or something like that. Like, oh my god, dude, it was just dumb. The main character being dumb ruined the movie, and it gets a 4.5 because the 4.5 is everything around it. All was good, and that's why I got up that high. If everything around it wasn't as good as it was, this movie would be like a 1 out of 10, and I'm not even lying. It would be a 1 out of 10. The other characters saved the movie from being a complete shit show. But yeah, I didn't want this thing to go too long, and I had been ranting about Mortal Kombat for a while, but it's enjoyable. It has some aspects, so if you're interested in seeing it, do it. Don't expect much from the main character. He is awful. And yeah, it's just mediocre. I still hold to my original thoughts of the original Mortal Kombat was better. Had a better story to me. And it really felt like, I mean, you had the tournament. You had the tournament and you really felt a sense of excitement of every character going against their Outer Worlds counterpart. You know what I mean? Like, you got to see Sonya fight Kano. You know, her arch nemesis, basically. And then you got to see, you know, Johnny Cage and Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And, oh my God, Reptile. What the fuck was Reptile? He looked awful as a lizard like that. That was so stupid to me. How do you not have Reptile in the ninja form like the others? And you kill him off. He was there for 2 seconds on screen. He was cloaked. Showed up at uncloaked. You see a Komodo dragon on a bookshelf, and he's dead. it was such a waste of in my opinion, a good character. Reptile is a good character. He was a good fighter. He had cool moves with, you know, the acid and everything else you could do with it. Just him being the lizard form was dumb to me, and it didn't look good. He was the Komodo dragon, basically. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of stupid things in the movie that piss me off. Oh, but the other stuff kind of made up for it, and that's why I gave it 4.5. So I'm just gonna end it there because I can rant on and on about this movie. And I haven't had a video in a while, and I felt I needed to bring it up. So that'll do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, gave you some quick updates, gave you my thoughts on Mortal Kombat, and what I thought about the state of play. So the state of Ratchet and Clank, I guess you would call it. So that'll do it. Till next time, GG everybody, and we'll see you out there. Stay gaming. Peace.